of Hercules, throughout the course of civilization, man has held a special fascination for feats of strength. Indeed, much of a man's worth in early times was determined by how strong he was. And long before the advent of organized weightlifting competitions, men could be found testing their power and stamina. The world's strongest men competition is such a test. Let's take a look at the men involved, Pam.
Derwin Piper at 410 pounds, the heaviest man in the competition. Also the 1979 California State weightlifting champion.
Jerry Hannon, United States super heavyweight Olympic weightlifter, checking in at 340 pounds.
Joe Zalesniak, Metropolitan New York shot put champion at 280.
Promising young offensive lineman for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Craig Wolfley. He's ready.
320-pound Jeff Capes, winner of the Great Britain Strongest Man competition.
Another up-and-coming NFL star, Keith Bishop, Denver Broncos.
325-pound Dave Waddington, the man with the strongest legs in the world, squatting over 1,000 pounds.
From Holland, Stago Pisco, Dutch super heavyweight powerlifting champion, 380 pounds.
27-year-old track athlete Bishop Dolagavish, one of Canada's top weight men at 310.
And the big man to beat, Bill Kazmaier, defending champion here in the world's strongest men competition. In the next 5 days, men will compete in 11 events, so stamina will be most important. The events are very comprehensive. Upper and lower body strength will be tested. Just about every muscle group in the body will be tested. Points will be awarded based on the order of finish. 10 points for first, 9 points per second, and so on. However, the final event, the Sumo Challenge, will be scored double. At stake, a total prize money worth $59,500. We are back with more of the world's strongest men competition. This is event number 1, the log lift. 4 competitors are left. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers offensive lineman, Craig Wolfley. The log he will attempt to lift 360 pounds.
A lot of explosive power needed here, and Craig certainly has a lot of that. He's impressed a lot of people with just his raw strength.
Wolfley rolls it to his chest, but no further. So Craig Wolfley will be credited with a lift of 340 pounds, and he's out of the competition. Jerry Hannon is next to try 360 pounds. Jerry weighs 325, so this would be 35 pounds more than his body weight. Jerry, a member of the 1980 United States Olympic weightlifting team, Pam.
And, you know, being an Olympic lifter, clean and jerk is very similar to this. He shouldn't have any problem with it at all.
All right, let's hear it for Jerry.
The idea to keep that log close to the body at first and roll it to the chest. He's got it that far. Hannon trying to lift 360 pounds, no way.
The way he jumped back from the weight, it looked as if he may have injured himself.
Technically, Hannon is still tied for first place with Craig Wolfley. They've both made 340 pounds, but the defending champion, Bill Kazmaier, no doubt will have something to say about that, Pam.
Incidentally, Mike, the record in this event is 346 pounds, and it's jointly held by Bill Kazmaier and Lars Hedlund of Sweden.
Bill's biggest asset, his power of concentration. Look at him. Go for it, come on! 360 pounds, rolls it up to his chest, and easy. A new record in this event for Bill Kazmaier. Thumbs up.
Mike, even if you know nothing about weightlifting, Bill Kazmaier is fun to watch. You can see he just gets into every move he makes.
One man still has something to say about Kazmaier's mark, the Dutchman, Stago Pisco. He'll make this attempt at 360 pounds.
Come on, let's go. Strong.
Stago weighs 375 pounds. But does he have the power?
Mike, the secret here is to work the whole body in unison. You can see he seemed to get it up to his chest okay. Pressing it above his head was a different story, which means that Bill Kazmaier has taken the first event of the competition.
Bill Kazmaier, displaying the strength of a Kodiak bear, sets a new record in the log lift. 360 pounds overhead, like a twig. So he's the leader after one event, followed by Stago Pisco, Jerry Hannon, and Craig Wolfley. They're tied. Hannon has already cleared 15.6. This is his third and final attempt.
This event is steeped in tradition. In Scotland, they've been doing it for over 200 years, and they take it very seriously.
Tough break for Hannon, and he drops out. Now Bishop Dolagevich, he's already made 16 feet. Now this is his third and final attempt at 16 feet, 6 inches. And Bishop Dolagevich, the defending champion in this event, with a height of 17 feet.
Timing is of the essence in this event. The man has to let go of the weight at the exact moment so that it goes over the bar instead of straight into the air.
And so Dolagevich drops out at 16 feet, 6 inches. You see him grimacing a bit. He injured one of the deltoid muscles in his shoulder, and it has been bothersome. This is a clutch throw coming up for Bill Kazmaier. Bar set at 16 feet, 6 inches. Third and final attempt, and he has to make this because waiting in the wings, Jeff Capes, who is very capable, and they make no secret that they don't particularly like each other. Kazmaier with Capes looking on, 16 feet, 6 inches. Again, the great concentration of Kazmaier. Up and over, 16 feet, 6 inches.
Even though Kazmaier is pushing Capes extremely hard, he seems to be very nonchalant and easy about it, but he knows what he has to do. The bar is now being set at 17 feet.
And a successful toss by either Capes or Kazmaier will tie Bishop Dolagevich's record. Capes, one of the more popular sporting figures in Great Britain, a member of several Olympic teams. Nice, strong, high pull, up and over for Jeff Capes. He raises his hand in defiance at Kazmaier as if to say, stop that, Bill. And like in track and field, world record attempts are rechecked. They are measuring the bar, and indeed they have found out that Capes' toss was for 17 feet and 1/4 inch, so that is a new record in this event.
Mike, Capes is a shot putter, and watch how he puts that expertise to use here. Brings it straight up his body and releases it at the very top.
Capes and Kazmaier are quite a contrast. Jeffrey relies on technique more. Bill with raw strength. This is his attempt at 17 1/4 inch.
Powerful swing and nice high pull, but the timing's off just a little bit.
Great Britain's Jeff Capes earns 10 points for his performance in the 56-pound weight toss. Bill Kazmaier with his 9 points, and add that to the 10 points he earned in the log lift, is after 2 events. Pisco, the Dutch super heavyweight powerlifting champion, he weighs 375 pounds, and believe it or not, he's actually practiced for this event. I don't know how he's ever done that in Holland. His adversary will be Craig Wolfley, the Pittsburgh Steelers' young offensive lineman. Craig will be at a disadvantage. He is about 95 pounds lighter than Stago Pisco, and Pam, weight is a real advantage in this event.
I was talking to some of the officials about who they thought would maybe have the better chance, and they were saying the men with the most body weight, the heavier man, will probably be able to use that 17,000-pound truck to their advantage by getting it moving.
And Pisco seems to have gotten the initial edge. He's in the blue lane, pumping his arms and legs in unison. Wolfley struggling. He's about a half a cab length behind.
He's bent over way too far. You can see he's using a lot more force than he has to, and his feet are slipping.
Meanwhile, Pisco, economy of movement, nearing the finish line of his 100-yard straightaway. His time, 31.20. Wolfley, a picture of exhaustion. And you thought training camp was hard. And he will not finish this race. Craig Wolfley, a picture of oxygen depletion. Some of the medical personnel that's on hand have rushed to his side to administer oxygen. Stago looks on, very concerned about his opponent.
As a football player, Craig's used to short bursts of explosion, but never over such a sustained period of time, and he's absolutely exhausted.
Heat number 2 will pit Dave Waddington against Derwin Piper, who weighs 410 pounds. Waddington will be giving away a 100-pound edge in weight, but he's a very powerful man. A shade under 6 feet tall, but 305 pounds. He'll be in the blue lane.
As of this competition, Dave holds the world's record in the squat with a 1,004-pound squat, so he's definitely got the power in his legs.
Piper on all fours. Waddington, on the other hand, is more erect, and he has the edge right now. Remember the time to beat by Stago Pisco, 31.20. Waddington moving smoothly in the blue lane. He will reach the finish line first. Piper trailing. Waddington's time, 37.05. Good, but not good enough. And now Piper crosses in 48.14. This is heat number 3, and this man is Keith Bishop, an offensive lineman for the Denver Broncos. He's in the blue lane. He'll be going against 6'2", 280-pound Joe Zalesniak, Metropolitan New York shot put champion. And as the gun sounds, Zalesniak in the yellow lane immediately rears up, trying to get that 17,000-pound truck moving.
Looking at those wheels, you just can't imagine how much strength and energy it must take to get that truck started.
Bishop has taken the early lead, but Zalesniak now really working hard in the yellow lane. And Bishop on all fours, about 20 yards away from the finish line. Strong, solid performance for the offensive lineman of the Denver Broncos. He's beaten. Here comes Zalesniak. And now Joe crosses the finish line. Bishop's time, 35.95. That's currently good enough for second place. We're ready for heat number 4, and it'll pit Bishop Dolagevich, the outstanding Canadian track athlete. He'll be in the blue lane. A magnificently conditioned man. He packs 310 pounds on a 6'5.5" frame. That's hard to believe. He'll be going against Jerry Hannon from the United States, Olympic super heavyweight lifting champion. Hannon weighs 340 pounds. He'll be in the yellow lane. Dolagevich finished 4th in the World's Strongest Men competition a year ago. You can see Hannon is wearing an elastic band around his right leg. He pulled his hamstring in the log lift. It is a bit sore. Dolagevich low to the ground on all fours and moving smoothly. Hannon moving all over the yellow lane. Trying to find the groove, Pam.
Mike, it's very important. If you look back, Pisco and Bishop, both with some of the best times, have gone straight as an arrow right down the lane.
But Hannon's got it together now. He has overtaken Bishop Dolagevich and really's got that 17,000-pound truck moving. Hannon reaching out for the finish line, gets the red flag, his time, 39.79. And now Dolagevich crosses in 47.98. And immediately gets oxygen, as does Jerry Hannon. We're ready for the 5th and final heat. Jeff Capes, he'll be in the blue lane. From Great Britain, he weighs 320 pounds. He finished 3rd in the World's Strongest Men competition a year ago. But he's going against the defending champion, Bill Kazmaier. Kazmaier has already won the log lift, and he finished 2nd in the 56-pound weight toss. He's currently in 1st place right now, and again, a picture of concentration. Remember the time to beat by Stago Pisco, 31.20. And look at those two men strain. Kazmaier appears to have gotten the initial edge on Jeff Capes. At this point, Tam, almost a dead heat.
Kazmaier's having some trouble with his shoes slipping.
And look at Capes now. Capes now has pulled out to a lead. Kazmaier pumping for all he's worth. Capes, however, a bit smoother. just about to cross the finish line. Capes' time, 30.95. He is now the leader, and Kazmaier crosses in 34.94. So he's in third. Event number 3 was the truck pull. In this event, the men were harnessed to 17,000-pound trucks and asked to move them down a 100-foot straightaway. It was grueling, demanding, and in the end, the men were begging for oxygen. But Great Britain's Jeff Capes won at a time of 30.95 and then took over the overall lead. Bill Kazmaier came right back in event number 4, the uphill race with an 800-pound engine. He exploded up this 100-foot straightaway and beat the field. Hi again, everyone. I'm Mike Animley, along with powerlifter Pam Meister, and we welcome you back to our continuing World's Strongest Men series. Today, 2 events that just about everybody should relate to. For those of us who have experienced the frustration of our automobiles going dead, a battery lift. And for the beer lovers of America, a beer keg loading contest. Now, that may sound a little bit bizarre, but believe me, by the time these 2 events are over, our competitors will be flat out exhausted. In the first heat, Pittsburgh Steelers offensive lineman Craig Wolfley established the time to beat, 1:13.59 when he beat Derwin Piper. We are now ready for heat number 2 between Stago Pisco, the Dutch powerlifting champion. His opponent from Canada, Bishop Dolagevich. Dolagevich is shot putter, 6'5" tall. He weighs 310 pounds, but it is all muscle. He looks to be carved out of granite. Very powerful man, but so is Stago Pisco. And Pisco loads the first barrel onto the truck. We will be seeing a variety of techniques here, Pam.
You see, Stago uses his legs to lift the weight to avoid any injury to his back.
Dolagevich also lifting with his legs, but also to protect his shoulder. Before this competition started, he detached one of the deltoid muscles in his shoulder, and it puts him at a serious disadvantage, so he's trying to protect that. And we are about halfway through this competition. Stago Pisco has a slight lead. They tell me the first 6 are easy, but after that it's like hitting the wall in the marathon. It gets really tough.
They have to pace themselves. They don't want to burn themselves out too early because they've got 12 to do. The first 6 may be easy and the last 6 may be terribly heavy.
Remember, each of these kegs weigh 167 pounds. Pisco now, 2 to go. This competition's very close. Stago, 1 last keg to go. It's going to be a photo finish. Dolagevich a slight edge. He's got it up to the edge of the truck, and he has narrowly edged out Stago Pisco. Dolagevich's time, 109.22. Pisco's time, 109.44. That was close. We're ready for heat number 5. Another head-to-head confrontation between massive Bill Kazmaier, the defending champion and currently the overall leader. But right behind him has been Jeffrey Capes all competition long. The man regarded as the strongest man in Great Britain. He finished 3rd in the World's Strongest Men last year, and his most fervent desire is to wrest the crown from the hands of Bill Kazmaier.
People are really enjoying the head-to-head competition between Bill Kazmaier and Jeff Capes. The reason they've been paired together so often is because they finished 1 and 2 consecutively in the previous race.
They were 1-2 in the weight toss and 1-2 in the uphill race. Kazmaier on the left of your screen, Jeff Capes on the right. And look at Kazmaier. He's throwing them from about 4 feet away. Amazing!
The time to beat, 102.99 by Dave Waddington.
Capes very methodical, very fluid, but he is trailing Kazmaier. Kazmaier is putting on a performance. He looks like a human forklift. Kazmaier just 3 barrels to go. And he is way ahead of Dave Waddington's pace. Now putting him on his shoulder. 1 last barrel. Capes, too, is faster than Waddington's time, but Kazmaier wins it in a time of, get this, 49.11. Capes puts his final barrel on, 57.08. Both beat Dave Waddington.
It's almost refreshing to see these two men go for oxygen, proving to us that they are human, even though we've just seen feats of strength that seem to be almost superhuman.
So it was Bill Kazmaier who absolutely dazzled us with this most amazing display of strength. His win in the barrel loading contest earned him 10 points. Jeff Capes finished in second, and Dave Waddington was third. And powerlifter Pam Meister back with more of the world's strongest men. Event number 6, the battery lift. And unlike the other events where there was a lot of movement, the object here is not to move at all.
Here's Joe Zalesniak holding the 60-pound battery parallel to the ground. If he dips below that, he's out.
Joe's time, 21.59. Then it was the Denver Broncos' turn. Keith Bishop held on a little longer. 27.99.
Craig Wolfley with an amazing 35.58.
And then Jerry Hannon, who is currently tied for third going into this event. He did Wolfley one better. His time, 40.81. Stago Pisco, the Dutch powerlifting champion, saw his arms give out at a shade over 30 seconds.
Bishop Jolagevich with the time 26.75.
His shoulder obviously bothering him. And then Dave Waddington was bound and determined not to quit. His time, 41.55. He was the new leader.
Jeff Capes could have taken the lead here, but his strength deserted him at 29.48.
And then Big Kaz put on another formidable showing. At about 30 seconds, his arms began to shake and his legs began to quake. And his strength began to deceive him. Kazmaier's time was good, but not good enough to overtake Dave Waddington. You're looking at the heaviest man in the competition, 410-pound Derwin Piper. This is one of the judges, Tommy Kono, a great name in United States Olympic weightlifting history.
Derwin hasn't won an event yet, so I'm sure it would give his ego quite a boost to be able to win this one.
Piper's best performance to date in the 56-pound weight toss. And right now he is virtually stationary. Crowd urging him to hang on. Time to beat. Waddington's 41.55. Piper may do it. And Piper's time, 43.63, so he has finally done it.
This is the first event that neither Jeff Capes or Bill Kazmaier have won. Derwin Piper turned the trick and was awarded 10 points for his efforts. Dave Waddington in second and Jerry Hannon third.
Kazmaier successfully bent the bar that was 5/8 of an inch in diameter and moved on, but not without the help of his chiropractor.
Bill relies heavily on kinesiology to keep his muscles strong and limber.
When all was said and done, 8 men were eliminated, and guess who remained? Great Britain's Jeff Capes and Bill Kazmaier. And once again, they went head-to-head. This time, the bar 1 1/16 in diameter. Kaz getting extra support from a small fan club he had on hand. And look at all the towels on Kazmaier's head.
Mike, that's totally legal. He's just looking for a little extra leverage.
Capes gets the bar moving first.
Mike, it's absolutely incredible the amount of strain these men are using just to get that bar moving.
If neither man can bend the bar within 8 inches as Capes looks over at Kazmaier, then the winner is determined by the degree of bend in the bar, and Capes has dropped out of the competition. And so is Kazmaier.
All right, let's get it. Doctor over there.
Bill Kazmaier screaming in pain.
That's it. Deep, deep. Bring this one here. Bring this one over here. No, it's near in. Right here. Right here. Yeah.
The will of these men to win was so very strong that the mind actually went further than the body was capable. The thought of an injury was almost secondary in their minds.
Yeah. Right here. 51.
Officials measuring the ends of the bar that Capes tried to bend, 51 and 5/16 inches apart. Kazmaier being attended to now. And the officials will measure the bar that he was attempting to bend.
51.
51 and 15/16 the distance between the ends of the bar, so Jeff Capes is the winner of the steel bar bend. We are back with more of the world's strongest men, the cement block lift competition, a powerlifting type event. And this man, Derwin Piper, is a power lifter, 410 pounds. On the rack right now, 969 pounds. And if you were watching earlier, Piper easily lifted 883 pounds. A great deal of strain placed on the lower back and the knees. Piper dips, straining to get it up, and he cannot do it. 969 pounds.
Mike, you'll notice the successful attempts go down and come right back up. They don't sit on the bottom for even a second.
And now the stage is set for Dave Waddington. He has done 1,004 pounds in a powerlifting meet. This rack loaded with 969 pounds worth of cement blocks, a little bit different than Olympic plates.
Real strong. Hello.
All of his attention, all of his aggression directed at that great weight.
Mike, this is a sport that David is very well versed in. He knows that if he gets to the bottom and is not moving back up, no need to try. I think the key here is for Bill to stay in control. When he starts going down, coil at the bottom and push it right back up.
Look it up.
Great control on the way down. Explodes up. Kazmaier, 969 pounds. Wow.
Legs right here. You decide.
Throwing a good-natured taunt in the direction of Dave Waddington.
How many people are coming to this party?
30, including Santa.
What, the elves can't make it?
We need a few things. Actually, we need a lot of things. Fortunately, we have a neighbor who has it all. Big bowls, small bowls, serving pieces, bakeware, cutlery.
And lights. Lots of lights.
I'll be home for Christmas.
Give this GE space.
Silver dollar deadlift currently underway. 3 men remain in the competition. All have made 900 pounds. Gary Hannon, Bill Kazmaier, and Dave Waddington. He's the man approaching the bar right now, and very determined to say the least. Wrapping his hands around that bar. 6 feet tall, 305 pounds. One big explosion here. That's all Dave needs. 940 doesn't move.
No, that's it.
So Dave Waddington will be credited with a silver dollar deadlift of 900 pounds. Olympic lifter Jerry Hannon has elected to pass at 940. He will be credited with a lift of 900 pounds. I think that's a wise decision on Jerry's part in light of all those nagging little injuries that have been plaguing him all competition long.
This is Bill Kazmaier's attempt at 940 pounds. Wrist straps are illegal in an actual powerlifting meet, but in this particular event, the instability of the bar makes it necessary to use the wrist straps.
Kazmaier made 900 pounds with the greatest of ease, and he is the overall leader. 940 pounds or $16,300 in silver. Here he goes. Up and locks it out. This is one more for good measure. Well, some of the other competitors went up to Bruce Wilhelm and said, listen, Kazmaier's not locking some of these lifts out, but watch him here. He is perfect.
Not only that, Mike, but he performs his own impromptu instant replay.
So Bill Kazmaier, after 9 events, he has been a virtual monopoly. He has won 5 of them here in the World's Strongest Men.
At Maple Leaf, when we reduce the fat in our new lean and light wieners and bologna, we tested the taste with families just like yours. We found we could reduce the fat by 60%, and lean and light would still have that mouth-watering Maple Leaf taste. Any less fat? Well then, we'd appeal to only some members of the family. The uncompromised great taste of new Maple Leaf Lean and Light. Taste that's a cut above.
The Hiram Walker Special Old Pins game is rolling your way again this season. Don't miss men's 10-pin action Wednesday on TSN.
Number 73 of the Pittsburgh Steelers, offensive lineman Craig Wolfley. He has the best toss of 35 feet 3 3/4 inches.
Some men make throwing the caber look easy, but at 14 feet, nearly 90 pounds, it can be awfully cumbersome.
To say nothing of the balance. One woman who's gotten a real kick out of this whole competition has been Craig Wolfley's mom. She has been ringside at every venue. Wolfley makes his approach and heaves the caber out a distance. Let's see. He isn't very happy about it. 35 feet and 5 inches. He may not nail down first place, but he certainly will have a spot in his mom's scrapbook. Up next, Bishop Dolagevich. He has a best throw of 35 feet, 7 1/4 inch. A man you would suspect would have an advantage in this event.
Right, being a shot putter, he should know an awful lot about timing and release, which is very important in this event.
The caber being steadied. Remember, it's 14 feet long and weighs 87 pounds. Dolagevich, good extension.
They measure from the tip of his front foot at the point of release to the end of the caber.
And Dolagevich's throw, 38 feet 2 inches. So at the moment, he is the leader.
You see what I mean by timing and release? A big man at 6'5" and 305 pounds, he uncoils right at the very end.
This is Joe Zalesniak, Metropolitan New York shot put champion. So, another shot putter and another chance for a man to excel. Zalesniak's best toss, 36 feet 2 1/2 inches.
And remember, Mike, he hurt his hand in the beer keg loading event, and we're going to see if that's going to have any bearing on the way he throws today.
And Zalesniak really explodes and lays the caber out there. Let's see how far. Joe has not won an event in this World's Strongest Men competition. Certainly would like to put this title away.
All right, Joe. 40 feet. Exactly 40 feet.
So a toss of 40 feet for Joe Zalesniak. He has surpassed Bishop Dolagevich and is now the leader.
He has that quick approach to the line, and again, the good timing of a shot putter, knowing exactly when to release.
And he gets a clubhouse bounce. Jeff Capes, who trails Bill Kazmaier for the overall lead, has a great chance to narrow that gap somewhat with a win here. He, too, is a shot putter. A member of several of Great Britain's Olympic teams as Kazmaier looks on.
Not only is he a shot putter, Mike, but he actually competes in the Highland Games every year in this event.
Approaches the line, lets it go. Joe Zalesniak has the toss to beat, 40 feet. Capes has won 3 events in this World's Strongest Men. 56-pound weight toss, the truck pull, and the steel bar bend.
4 1/4.
38 feet 4 1/4 inches. That's the throw for Jeff Capes. Not good enough to overtake Joe Zalesniak, although he is happy.
Dave Waddington is a 305-pound national champion powerlifter from Sandusky, Ohio. His best previous toss was 36 feet and 8 1/4 inches. Dave adds a lot of contrast with his explosive performance and his fiery attitude.
Steadying the caber on his shoulder. Waddington trying to beat a throw of 40 feet. He releases it, but it looks a bit short. Waddington looking over the judge's shoulders. 38 feet 6 inches. It is short of Joe Zalesniak. Waddington will finish second as we take a look at Waddington's form again. Dave is only 6 feet tall. The reason why he's able to throw it as far as he does, the powerful forearms. The winner, Joe Zalesniak. Lifter Pam Meister saying welcome and sit tight for the final event in the World's Strongest Men competition. Today, the athletes garbed in ceremonial mawashi or waistbands will be trying their hand at the ancient Japanese wrestling art form called sumo.
Mike, sumo wrestling is an athletic art form that's taken centuries to develop. Now, the rules here will be rather loosely interpreted, but the basic elements will remain the same. The men will meet facing each other in a ring 17 feet in diameter. On cue from the main judge, the men will lunge toward each other in an attempt to put any part of their opponent's body on the outside of the ring, or, to make it more difficult, any part of their opponent's body on the ground other than the soles of their feet.
The cumulative effect of the previous 10 events have really taken a physical toll on these guys, but despite their battered bodies, their spirits remain unbroken, and you're going to see some terrific matches this afternoon. Now look at the events and the men who won them. In the log lift, Bill Kazmaier won his very first event. He set a new record, too. Watch him here as he cleans and presses 360 pounds. Great Britain's Jeff Capes came right back. He won his specialty, the 56-pound weight toss. Here he clears a new record height of 17 feet 1/4 inch. Event number 3 was the truck pull. In this event, the men were harnessed to 17,000-pound trucks and asked to move them down a 100-foot straightaway. It was grueling, demanding, and in the end, the men were begging for oxygen. But Great Britain's Jeff Capes won in a time of 30.95 and then took over the overall lead. Bill Kazmaier came right back in event number 4. The uphill race with an 800-pound engine. He exploded up this 100-foot straightaway and beat the field. He was equally awesome in event number 5, the beer keg loading contest. 12 167-pound kegs of beer loaded into the back of a flatbed truck. And look at Kazmaier throwing them in like they were so many beach balls. Great Britain's Jeff Capes, his performance was also impressive, but it was good only for second place. Then it was Derwin Piper's turn, the heaviest man in the competition, and he broke Capes and Kazmaier's stranglehold on first place with this win in the gut-wrenching battery lift. Piper hanging on to defy the forces of gravity, a display of great determination. In the steel bar bend, it was once again a head-to-head confrontation between Bill Kazmaier and Jeff Capes, but Jeff Capes hung on to win. And then in the cement block lift, a squat rack loaded with 969 pounds. Watch the concentration and sight etched in Kazmaier's face as he blows the weight up. He was equally impressive in the silver dollar deadlift, a powerlifting type event. Bar loaded at 940 pounds, no sweat. And he did an extra one for good measure. Joe Zalesniak, the Metropolitan New York shot put champion, won his first event using his shot putting expertise to throw the caber a distance of 40 feet. And that's how we got here to this final event, the Sumo Challenge.
Bill Kazmaier's outstanding performance has assured him a first-place victory. Mike's with him now.
Bill, you got a black and blue mark the size of the state of New Jersey. You can barely lift your arm. You've already locked up the title, yet you're going to press on in the Sumo Challenge. How come?
Well, I think the sumo wrestling could actually take a hold in the United States if we get enough athletes interested in it, and I'd like to be a part of it.
You've amazed us all with your laser-like concentration. Can you tell me your definition of psych?
Psych, gosh, it's something from within. It could be possibly metaphysical. It's the ability to concentrate and draw in powers that are all around us and focused.
We're back for more of the World's Strongest Men and the Sumo Challenge, a semifinal matchup between Keith Bishop of the Denver Broncos and Great Britain's Jeff Capes. Remember, a $1,000 bonus goes to the winner of the Sumo Challenge, and plus the points awarded for the order of finish count double, which could mean even more money.
Sumo wrestling is an ancient art form that's taken centuries to develop. With all due respect to our Japanese friends, the men have only been instructed on the very basic rules of the game. No disrespect is intended.
Keith Bishop will have his work cut out for him here. 4-inch disadvantage in height, 60-pound disadvantage in weight. And Bishop has done it again. He has taken the measure of Jeff Capes, a man bigger than he is.
Bishop slips from Capes' grasp, but his powerful drive pushes Capes right out of the ring. Looks like he may have caught an elbow in the nose in the process.
Indeed, Keith Bishop has suffered a bloody nose, but something that he's very used to in the warfare that is the NFL. His opponent in the finals, another good friend, Craig Wolfley of the Pittsburgh Steelers, so it'll be AFC Central versus AFC West. Former champion here and commissioner of power, Bruce Wilhelm on the left, and Tommy Kono on the right, the judge in these sumo challenges. Kono, one of the great Olympic weightlifters for the United States, a 3-time Olympic gold medal winner. Obviously at stake here a great deal of personal pride, but also a $1,000 bonus will go to the winner. Bishop has taken the measure of Jeff Capes and Derwin Piper and Dave Waddington to get here.
Craig Wolfley has already beaten Stago Pisco and Jerry Hannon.
Right hand out, palm down, palm
And gentlemen, let me tell you that these game films will be going directly to your coaches, Chuck Knoll and Dan Reeves, afterwards. So good luck.
Hit the right side, left leg. Hit the left thigh, raise the right leg.
Again, going through some of the basic ritual that is sumo wrestling. Referee Tommy Kono starts them. And a momentary deadlock at center ring. Both men working very hard. Bishop, an arm lock, and throws Wolfley out of the ring first. It is sumo wrestling. Referee Tommy Kono starts them. And a momentary deadlock at center ring. Both men working very hard. Bishop, an arm lock, and throws Wolfley out of the ring first.
I'm not so sure that Craig's convinced he lost. Again, you can see that Bishop uses his opponent's strength to work against him. He kind of sidesteps, and Wolfley's out of the ring.
Throughout this competition, Bill Kazmaier has awed everybody with his amazing strength, but I think you two really won the affection of the crowds with your tenacity. You both put on a whale of a show in every single event, and this sumo challenge seemed to be made for football players, right?
I don't know. We're just trying to do our best. I guess I'm obviously disappointed, but hey, if I had to lose, I had to do it to another NFLer, right?
Does it hurt to lose to a member of the Denver Broncos?
It hurts to lose to anybody.
Keith, you think somewhere along the line some demented offensive line coach will get the bright idea and use this as a training technique?
Oh, no. I hope not. Your heart gets going too fast. There'll be too many people falling over.
You enjoy yourself?
I had a good time. I was surprised by the way things came out. I figured I'd be over there watching everybody else after I got thrown out.
And finally, after the Capes Kazmaier show, the National Football League gets their place in the sun. A classic final matchup between Craig Wolfley and Keith Bishop. Bishop's performance earned him a bonus of $1,000 and 20 Sumo Challenge points. Craig Wolfley finishes second, and Jeff Capes is third. Bill, congratulations. For the second year in a row, you have successfully defended your title. But how do you think your strength compares to somebody like Vasily Alexiev or Sultan Rachmanov?
Well, in their list, they're the kings, and in my list, I'm the king. But as far as back strength or leg strength, I think I am equal or superior.
Bill, again, congratulations. The main man, Bill Kazmaier, for the second year in a row, he has won the World's Strongest Men.